Ernest Langdon from Langdon Tactical here, and I'm doing the Beretta Win the Fight video series, and today we're going to talk about tips and tricks for proper double action trigger control. There's a lot of people that say that the double action trigger is too difficult to master, but I would argue that that is not the case. Let's talk about some things that are going to make you much better at pulling a double action trigger pull. There's two common mistakes that I see that people do with double action pistols. The first one is they lay their finger on the trigger and then they try to pull it all at once like it was a single action or striker fired gun, and that tends to make them flinch, pull the gun out of alignment. The other thing that they will do is try to pull the trigger to the rear and stage it to right when they think it's going to break and then finish that trigger pull. And that creates what I call now syndrome, where they see the sights the way they need to be, and then now they try to pull the trigger all at once. And that creates a misalignment of the sights as well. The key with a traditional double action or a double action trigger pull is to pull it at a constant speed. You want to have a constant movement of that trigger and hammer all the way through. Couple of things for you to practice and use as tips and tricks. One, look at the hammer sometimes when you're practicing that double action pull and watch it coming through to the rear nice and smooth at a steady pace. Seeing that hammer come to the rear is going to help you gauge the speed of your trigger finger movement. One of the things you'll see is people will start moving and then try to pull it all at once. That indicates that they are not doing a constant speed trigger pull. The other thing that helps is when you're lining those sights up and pull the trigger, I want you to look at the front sight and imagine that you're steering the front sight through the rear sight notch with your trigger finger. If you pull it back or act as if visually you're pulling that front sight through the rear sight notch, it's going to help you really drive that gun and aim that gun correctly and not misalign the sights right at the point the trigger breaks. All right guys, go out there, work that double action trigger pull. Don't be afraid of it. For the full video series, go to beretta.com or winthefight.com. Train hard, stay safe, and win the fight.